The breakfast that looks the cleanest may be the one putting the heaviest silent workload on your kidneys. And the scary part is this: it does not look dangerous. It may be green, it may be low fat, it may be high protein, it may have no bacon, no sausage, no fried potatoes, and no obvious junk food at all. But after 60, if your kidneys are already slowing down, and millions of people do not know theirs are, that healthy breakfast smoothie, protein bowl, or fortified cereal may be delivering a daily combination your kidneys were never designed to handle. Now, before we go any further, I want to be very clear. I am not saying spinach is poison. I am not saying bananas are bad. I'm not saying protein is the enemy. And I'm absolutely not saying one breakfast will destroy your kidneys overnight. That is not how kidney damage usually works. The real danger is quieter. It is the breakfast you repeat every morning because you believe it is protecting you. While it may be raising the load of protein waste, potassium, phosphorus additives, sodium, sugar, or oxalates in a body that can no longer clear them as efficiently as it once did. And this matters especially after 60, because kidney disease often does not announce itself with pain. Many people feel normal while their kidney filtering power has already dropped. They are walking around, making healthy choices, never realizing that their kidneys are working harder and harder in the background. The kidneys are not just little strainers, they are living, blood-filled filtering organs. Every day, they help balance fluid, blood pressure, minerals, acids, waste products, and the chemistry that keeps your heart rhythm stable. Think of them as a pair of silent chemical managers, constantly adjusting what stays in the blood and what leaves through urine. But when those filters weaken, the rules change. A breakfast that was perfectly fine at 40 may not be right at 65. And the breakfast I want you to look at carefully is the modern healthy breakfast stack. A big green smoothie with spinach, banana, almond milk, protein powder, chia seeds, maybe orange juice, maybe a scoop of greens powder, followed by granola, bran cereal, a protein bar, or some fortified plant-based drink. On the surface, it looks like discipline. Inside the body, for the wrong person, it can become a metabolic traffic jam. Let's start with the first hidden pressure: protein. After 60, protein becomes emotionally confusing. You hear that you need more protein to protect muscle, prevent weakness, and avoid becoming frail. And that is partly true. Muscle loss with aging is real. Protein matters, strength matters. Older adults should not drift into a diet of toast, tea, and crackers. But here's the part many people never get told. The body does not store protein the way it stores fat. When you eat more protein than your body can use at that moment, it has to be processed. That processing creates nitrogen waste products, and your kidneys help remove those wastes from the blood. If your kidneys are healthy, they usually handle this work well. But if you already have reduced kidney function, especially chronic kidney disease, diabetes-related kidney stress, long-standing high blood pressure, or only one functioning kidney, a large daily protein load may become a problem. This is why the same scoop of protein powder can mean two completely different things in two different bodies. For one person, it supports muscle. For another person, it adds more waste to a filter that is already struggling. And this is where the breakfast trap begins. A person over 60 might wake up and make a smoothie with protein powder, almond milk, spinach, banana, seeds, and then eat a high-protein cereal or protein bar later in the morning. They may think, I am finally doing something good for myself. But their kidneys may be saying, this is a lot to process every single day. The goal is not to fear protein. The goal is to personalize it. If you have normal kidney function, protein can be part of a healthy aging plan. But if you have chronic kidney disease and are not on dialysis, your doctor or renal dietitian may recommend a more controlled amount. And if you are on dialysis, the protein advice may be different again, because dialysis can increase protein needs. That is why copying someone else's breakfast online is risky after 60. Their labs are not your labs, their kidneys are not your kidneys. But protein is only the first layer. The next layer is one that can affect the heart: potassium. Potassium is an essential mineral. Your muscles need it. Your nerves need it. Your heart uses it for electrical rhythm. In a healthy body, the kidneys help keep potassium in the right range, not too low, not too high. But when kidney function declines, potassium can build up in the blood. And high potassium is not just a nutrition issue, it can become a heart rhythm issue. Now listen carefully, because this is where people get misled. High potassium foods are often very healthy foods: bananas, spinach, oranges, potatoes, tomatoes, avocados, beet greens, some beans. Some smoothies pack several of these together before breakfast is even finished. For many healthy people, that can be fine. But for someone with kidney disease, or someone taking certain blood pressure medications, or someone whose doctor has already warned them about potassium, that heart-healthy smoothie may deliver more potassium than their body can safely balance. And this is why the word healthy is not enough. Healthy for whom? Healthy under what conditions? Healthy at what stage of kidney function? Because after 60, you do not want a breakfast designed for a 25-year-old fitness influencer with perfect labs. You want a breakfast designed for your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your medications, your kidney numbers, your muscle needs, and your actual biology. But that's only part of the story. There is an even more hidden problem, and most people never see it because it is not on the front of the package: phosphorus additives. This is where the breakfast starts to look innocent and becomes more concerning. Phosphorus is another mineral your body needs. It helps with bones, energy production, and cells. But when kidneys weaken, phosphorus can become harder to clear. Over time, too much phosphorus in the blood can pull calcium out of balance, affect bones, blood vessels, and overall mineral control. But the issue is not just natural phosphorus in whole foods. The real hidden problem is added phosphorus in processed foods. You may find it in some protein powders, fortified drinks, breakfast bars, instant oatmeal packets, packaged cereals, processed meats, flavored waters, and convenience breakfast products. And the label may not say phosphorus in big letters. It may hide inside ingredients with phos in the name, like phosphate, phosphoric acid, sodium phosphate, calcium phosphate, or other phosphate additives. Here is why that matters. Phosphorus additives are often absorbed more easily than phosphorus naturally found in whole foods. So a packaged breakfast can quietly deliver a mineral load your kidneys have to manage, while the front of the box says high protein, heart healthy, plant-based, or fortified with vitamins. Fortified sounds good, but after 60, more is not always better. More minerals are not always better. More powder is not always better. More protein is not always better. More superfood ingredients are not always better. The kidney does not care what the marketing label says. It cares about what enters the bloodstream. And this brings us to another hidden ingredient in many healthy breakfasts: sodium. Most people know bacon is salty. Most people know sausage is salty. But fewer people realize that breads, cereals, protein bars, cottage cheese, packaged egg bites, plant-based breakfast meats, flavored instant oats, and ready-to-drink shakes can also carry sodium. Sodium pulls water into the bloodstream and can raise blood pressure in sensitive people, and blood pressure is one of the biggest forces acting on the kidneys. Imagine the kidney's tiny filtering units, called nephrons, as delicate, pressure-sensitive filters. When blood pressure stays high year after year, those filters can become scarred, stiff, and less efficient. Then the kidneys have more trouble controlling blood pressure, which makes the pressure worse. That is the dangerous cycle. High blood pressure damages the kidneys. Damaged kidneys worsen blood pressure control. And breakfast can either calm that cycle or feed it. This is why a person can say, "But I don't eat junk food," and still be giving their kidneys a daily sodium load from foods that look respectable. Now let's talk about sugar, because this one is familiar but still misunderstood. Many people replace a cooked breakfast with a smoothie because they think liquid fruit is lighter. But a smoothie made with banana, orange juice, sweetened yogurt, honey, flavored protein powder, and granola can become a fast sugar delivery system. When you drink sugar, it can enter the bloodstream faster than when you chew whole foods with fiber, fat, and protein in a balanced meal. Blood sugar rises, insulin rises, and over time, in someone with insulin resistance or diabetes, repeated spikes can contribute to blood vessel damage. And the kidneys are full of tiny blood vessels. That is why diabetes is one of the major causes of kidney disease. High blood sugar acts like a chemical stressor. It can damage the small filtering vessels inside the kidney, making them leaky and less precise. At first, this may show up as albumin in the urine, protein leaking through the kidney filter when it should mostly stay in the blood. You may not feel that happening. There may be no pain, no warning light, no dramatic symptom, just a quiet lab change that says the kidney filter is under stress. And this is where the story becomes personal. A breakfast that spikes blood sugar every morning may not feel dangerous in the moment. You drink it, you feel full, you go about your day. But inside the body, that repeated glucose pressure may be adding another layer of stress to kidneys already affected by age, blood pressure, inflammation, or medication burden. But there is one more piece of the healthy breakfast that surprises people more than almost anything else: spinach. Again, spinach is not bad. Spinach contains nutrients. Spinach can be part of a healthy diet, but spinach is also high in oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in certain plant foods. In some people, especially those prone to calcium oxalate kidney stones, oxalates can bind with calcium and form crystals. Those crystals can grow into stones. And what do many clean breakfasts include? A huge handful of spinach, almond milk, almond butter, chia seeds, maybe beet powder, maybe cacao, maybe a greens powder. Some of those can be high in oxalate or contribute to the total oxalate load, depending on the food and portion. For a person with a history of kidney stones, this matters. The mistake is thinking that if one handful of spinach is healthy, 3 handfuls every morning must be healthier. That is not nutrition. That is escalation. The body needs balance, not a daily overload of the same compounds. And after 60, repetition matters. The breakfast you eat once is less important than the breakfast you repeat 300 mornings a year. That repetition can either support your kidneys or quietly pressure them. So what should you do instead? First, do not panic and throw away every healthy food in your kitchen. That is not the message. The message is to stop assuming that healthy means kidney safe for everyone. The most important step is to know your kidney numbers. Ask your doctor about your eGFR, which estimates how well your kidneys are filtering, and your urine albumin to creatinine ratio, which can show whether protein is leaking into the urine. Those two numbers can reveal risk long before symptoms appear. If you already have kidney disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, a history of kidney stones, or you take medications that affect potassium, do not build your breakfast from internet rules. Build it with your clinician's guidance and, when possible, a renal dietitian. Now, a kidney-conscious breakfast after 60 usually has a few principles. It uses whole foods more than powders and packaged products. It avoids stacking multiple high-potassium foods in one meal unless your labs show that is appropriate. It keeps sodium modest. It watches added sugar. It checks labels for phosphorus additives, especially ingredients with phos. It includes enough protein to protect muscle, but not a random oversized dose from powders, bars, and fortified drinks all piled together. It respects your personal history, because a person with kidney stones may need different choices than a person with low muscle mass, and a person on dialysis may need different choices than a person with early-stage kidney disease. For some people, a better breakfast might be oatmeal in a sensible portion with berries instead of a giant banana and juice smoothie. For others, it may be eggs with vegetables that fit their potassium plan. For someone else, it may be Greek yogurt if appropriate, or a carefully planned lower sodium, lower sugar meal with protein spread across the day instead of overloaded at breakfast. The exact breakfast depends on your labs. That is the key. Your kidneys do not need fear. They need precision. And the biggest mistake after 60 is not eating one banana or one bowl of cereal. The biggest mistake is never checking whether your healthy routine matches your kidney function. Because the breakfast that helps one person lose weight may strain another person's minerals. The smoothie that helps one person eat more greens may raise another person's potassium. The protein shake that helps one person build muscle may overload another person's impaired filtration. The spinach bowl that gives one person nutrients may increase stone risk in someone prone to oxalate stones. So here's the practical test I want you to remember. Before you call a breakfast healthy, ask, does it protect my blood pressure? Does it keep my blood sugar steady? Does it avoid hidden phosphorus additives? Does it match my potassium needs? Does it give me the right amount of protein for my kidney function? And do I actually know my eGFR and urine albumin numbers? Because after 60, clean eating is not enough. Your breakfast has to be biologically appropriate. Now let's bring this home. The kidneys are quiet organs. They do not complain early. They do not send dramatic signals every time they are under stress. They keep working, filtering, balancing, adjusting, compensating, until one day the lab numbers finally reveal what has been happening in silence. That is why this conversation matters. Not because breakfast is dangerous, but because blindly repeating the wrong healthy breakfast can be dangerous for the wrong person. So if your morning meal is a big smoothie with spinach, banana, protein powder, almond milk, greens powder, seeds, granola, or juice, do not automatically assume it is harming you. But do not automatically assume it is safe either. Look at your labs, read the ingredient labels, watch for phos additives, ask about potassium, pay attention to sodium and sugar, and most importantly, build your breakfast around your actual health status, not the loudest wellness trend. Acute inflammation helps you heal. Protein helps preserve muscle. Potassium supports normal body function. Plant foods can be powerful, but in the wrong amount, in the wrong combination, in a body with reduced kidney function, even good things can become too much. That is the truth most people are never told. The healthiest breakfast after 60 is not the one with the most superfoods. It is the one your kidneys can safely handle, your blood sugar can tolerate, your blood pressure can live with, and your body can repeat without quietly paying the price. If you are over 60, here is my challenge for you. Find out your eGFR and your urine albumin number, not someday, at your next appointment. Those numbers may tell you more about your real breakfast needs than any food label ever will. And if this made you rethink your morning routine, share in the comments what you usually eat for breakfast and whether you know your kidney numbers. Your comment may help someone else realize they need to ask the same question. Like this video, subscribe for more straight-talking health guidance, and share it with someone who drinks a healthy smoothie every morning and has never once checked whether their kidneys agree.